Greetings, and welcome to Phonology lesson number 2, where we are going to deal with some terms that will be generally helpful as we move forward. The value and application is to be able to understand Peter Roach's second set of exercises, on the first page of which he provides us with 2 opportunities to demonstrate our learning and gives us the answers. It is these terms that this lesson concerns. He also asks us to identify some vowel sounds, and he gives us those answers too. However, these phonetic symbols go beyond the scope of our present course, so I'm going to introduce them simply to make you aware of what they are, so that if you see them, you can say, "Oh, I know those are vowel sounds," and not be further disturbed by them. But for now, our lesson. Let us begin with a map of your mouth. There are only 2 ways that air can leave your head. One is through the nostril. 2 is through the mouth. Air comes up from the lungs, past the vocal cords, past the epiglottis, the pharynx, and either enters the oral cavity, passes the teeth, and comes out through the lips, or enters the nasal cavity and passes through the nostrils. If nothing blocks or impedes the progress of that air, you are going to have a vowel sound. There are 6 vowels in the English language, and all a vowel is air that came through the nose or through the mouth without being stopped. Say them with me. A, E, I, O, U, Y. Now Y is kind of tricky. It is tricky because it is only sometimes a vowel. It is a vowel in words like cry and try, because it does not block the progress of air. It is a consonant, though, in words like yellow and yes, because it blocks air that comes through the mouth. So that's the difference between a consonant, where air is blocked in some way on its trip through the mouth or the nose, and a vowel, where air is not blocked. These vowels are very interesting creatures. We said that there were only 6 vowels, the 6th one being a quasi-vowel or a sometimes vowel. But each vowel has a range, depending upon if you open your mouth or close your mouth partly in order to say it, either in the front or as it comes from the back of your mouth to the near back, to the central part, to the near front, all the way to the front. So that's what this chart is. And these are the symbols that Peter Roach uses when he asks you to identify the kind of sound in each of these words, the kind of vowel sound. But we don't have to worry about that. We can just say that if I say an A, I have different ways of saying it. There is a short A, a long A, and a median A. A, O, A. You can hear the range from one articulated vowel sound all the way to another as I move from an open mouth in the front to a kind of closing of that open mouth. Say A, then say E, then say A, as you close your mouth while saying that long A sound. Your friends will think this is funny, to hear you speaking in such a way. That is it for vowels. Now we will talk about consonants. Consonants occur when there is blockage, when the air is stopped somewhere along the way, either through your mouth or through your nose. One way that air gets stopped is by the lips, in words like pool or big, pa and ba. Both cause a consonant sound through the stopping of the air at the lips. If air stops at the lips, we call it a bilabial, bi for two, labial for lips, a bilabial consonant. Air can also be stopped at the nose, and we hear this in the consonant sounds M and N. When air is stopped through the nose, we call that a nasal consonant sound. There are three ways in which air can be stopped at the roof of your mouth, which actually extends from the alveolar ridge, which is here, across the hard palate, which is the top of your mouth's roof, to the back, the velum, or soft palate. If air gets stopped at the palate or the roof of your mouth, such as in the word yes or yellow, there's that Y again, acting as a consonant this time. We call that a palatal consonant. If air gets stopped or blocked in some way at the back of your mouth, for instance, in words like king and goat, words that begin with K or G, then we call that a velar consonant. And if sounds get stopped at the top front of your mouth, at the alveolar ridge, such as in the case of tiger and dog, t and d, then we call that an alveolar consonant. All right, that concludes this lesson. You now know the two places in your head from which air can escape, and you know that if it comes through without being blocked, then we have a vowel, and if it comes through with being blocked, then we have a consonant. If it is blocked by the lips, we have a bilabial consonant. By the nose, we have a nasal consonant. By the alveolar ridge, we have a alveolar consonant. By the hard palate, we have a palatal consonant. And by the soft palate, we have a velar consonant. That is all for this lesson. I look forward to speaking with you again in the next lesson.